Hey, what's up, homeboys from outer space? Today I wanted to take a look at this beautiful clone console called the Classiq 2 HD. Now, as you can probably tell, this will play SNES games, but I also wanted to experiment with what I could play that comes from other regions, mostly Japan. But these days, I mean, whether you're hell-bent on being a retro gamer, I guess I'm not that hardcore of a retro gamer. Otherwise, I would have walls and walls of, games and stuff. But I'm really picky about what I buy and what I spend money on. But this thing is definitely a worthy purchase. Not only can you play your NES and SNES games in HD, from what I've been able to tell, and if you watched my other videos, you'll know this, you can also play import games from any other region outside the USA, or NTSC, as it's more commonly known. This comes with one controller meant for NES games and one for SNES games. So that's pretty awesome. I would have preferred if it came with two SNES controllers, but those are the breaks. I want to take a look at all the games that this thing will play, and even try some reproduction carts as well. So let's take a look. First, I want to start with something rare. This is Hagane for the Super Nintendo. As you can see, it's working pretty well. Now, I don't know how many of you remember Hagane, but it's a super rare game that, as I understand it, was an exclusive to Blockbuster Video. This is just a reproduction card, by the way. Finding Hagane these days, an original copy, will set you back several $100s at the very least. It's as rare as something like the Ninja Gaiden trilogy, but a lot more desirable since, most gamers, as I understand it, don't have the highest opinion of the Ninja Gaiden trilogy. It's pretty fun, actually. It's kind of sad that this didn't get a much bigger release, because this game is super fun. Next up is World Heroes for the Super Famicom. And as you can see, working pretty well. This is a super fun game. I think I originally played this in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, in an arcade at a Circle K somewhere. Round one, fight. Next up, we got Super Bomberman for the Super Famicom. I always loved Bomberman. Bomberman rocks. Okay, and this is Fatal Fury 2. And of course I'm going to play as Mai, because Mai is a goddess. Only thing I don't like about these old Fatal Fury games is I don't like that there's like all these planes that you jump back and forth between. It feels like an unnecessary dynamic that overcomplicates the fighting engine. Plus, I keep getting my ass kicked. I can't play Fatal Fury 2 to save my life. And here is Super Metroid for the Famicom, Super Famicom. Today at 2 hours and 1 minute. So I've gotten really good at this game, but it's taken me decades of playing it. Back in the day, I had the SNES Player's Guide to Super Metroid, which was... I was told that was a lot like cheating. And I was like, you know what? I'm not a fan of getting into dead ends and not knowing where the hell I'm going, which is probably why I never completely adapted to 3D gaming very well. I always found myself going in circles and not knowing where I was going. And the moment you've all been waiting for. Damn. Super Metroid is getting rare these days, so if anyone wants to pick up a copy for the SNES, it's going to cost you. Last time I checked, you're going to have to spend somewhere around $70, maybe even $80. Which is why I got one for the Super Famicom, because they only run about $40, $45 right now. And this is Batman Returns. I'm changing the game level to easy because I'm a pussy. Okay. We're gonna play some Batman Returns, okay? Cause Batman is good, okay? He's good, okay? And I'll tell you something, I honestly don't know why all this text is in English. Now, I want to try the Super Game Boy for the Famicom. Super Famicom. Because Super Game Boys are also getting kind of scarce these days, so you may want to just... Huh? What are you talking about? Let's try it one more time. That only means the cartridge wasn't working for some reason. Here we go. Audio is a little choppy.
I just heard that Jack has sneaked into the Axis chemical factory. Okay, got it.
I love how Batman looks like a tiny little chibi version of himself. I always thought this game had really good music, by the way. Sunsoft did release some pretty good games back in the day. The other day I just got Mega Man X2, Super Famicom version, because it's really pricey to get for the SNES now. And of course, in Japan, Mega Man was called Rockman, for reasons that are completely irrelevant to this video. But, as you can see, it plays it just fine. By the way, just so you know, I'm using the AV cables right now. I'm not using the HDMI cable. So this is probably similar to how it would look if we were playing this on an SNES. I need more practice doing this. There was a similar stage near the end of Mega Man X3 where you have to jump up the sides of these walls really quickly while they're closing in on you to crush you. And if you don't get there fast enough, you will be crushed and you will die instantly. And it's really frustrating because there's almost no margin for error. The Mega Man X games, especially X2 and X3, were notorious for being very unforgiving in their difficulty. And now let's try Mega Man X3. Like I said, Mega Man X2 and X3, if you want them on SNES, you're going to pay at least a couple $100 for them. I don't know what's making them so scarce and making their prices skyrocket, but I've been having this debate internally for years. Do I prefer using an original console, or not an original, but a clone console to play the original games? Or would I rather just, play it digitally through a platform like, PS4, Xbox One, Switch? I've been having this debate for a long time because there are obviously plenty of advantages to just playing the games digitally. But I think I finally decided after all these years of having that internal debate, I would much rather just play the cartridge of the game. Because unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, it's seeming to me more and more like digital content, or at least the promises that came with it, are not nearly as solid as I once thought. And I guess that this could potentially apply to movies as well. But I would still, even though, DVDs, Blu-rays, VHSs all have a shelf life, it's arguable that digital content does have an expiration date. One day you may not be able to play all that stuff you spent so much money on digitally anymore. And for me, that's pretty lame in my opinion. I guess that's about all of them. Let me just try one more. Now this is actually the American version of Star Fox. And as you can see, runs beautifully. So yeah, the Classiq 2 HD, this is a really good console. It looks a lot better than this in HD, but like I said, I'm only using the AV cables because the quality at which I'm recording and presenting here is just not going to convey the kind of picture you're going to get whenever you're playing SNES or NES games. Now, one other thing I wanted to say is that I don't know if this is compatible with regular Famicom games from Japan or outside the region of the US, you know. But I highly recommend this console. It is really great. I only got it for 70 bucks, which is not bad for a retro console that actually has the capability to display the graphics in full HD. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, folks. Have a good day. Bye.